So happy we're starting. Happy. So today is the first video and I released the first part of the pattern for my 2023 Happy Cal, the crochet along. The crochet along is hosted in Tina's Crochet Club, my crochet club over on Facebook. You don't have to join there if you don't want to, but there's lots of fun there during the Cal, obviously, and lots of help and support if you want. And just to get ideas of what everybody's doing and whatever. So that's that. I released the first part, which is just the basic charts, both in flat and in the round, for the happy pattern, both directions of our little triangles there. Today is happy worked flat, because I promised this is a beginner friendly video, so I really want to show you every step of the way. So today we're going to do the flat bit, which is just this, both directions. Then on Friday I will show you how to work it in the round, so you can make purses, you can make cushions, you can make a cow, what have you. So that is week 1. Week 2 is the border, and you can choose from this happy polka dot border, or I'll be showing you this one and the striped one, and then you can also just do a plain one like the back. And this is the famous envelope border. You see, it's double. So all the pesky little ends that you have in mosaic crochet just go inside there and are hidden. That's part 3. Now, part 2, we'll be running this for 3 weeks. And in the 3rd week, I'm going to show you my happy-go-lucky variations. And I'm still working on that. Hopefully I'll be further along on week 3. Whoopah! Now, isn't that lovely? I'm so happy about this one. It's been ages since I've been done like a big old blanket, like a proper sized blanket. I'm just over halfway there. And as you can see, I'm doing my double color fade here. And when I release this, I plan on doing a video showing you how to do the colors for this here. But that's part 3, how to read the charts. First we do it with written instructions and the charts, and I do the videos, and then we'll show you just how to read the charts, because all these extra variations of the happy-go-lucky parts are in charts in the pattern. Okay, so but today let's just jump in. No reason to wait. One more thing. This is what I used for my original blanket, and I have this. My friend at the local yarn shop, Elin in Handelskunst, gave me this box and the extra skeins for the border as a raffle prize in my group. So I'm doing that over on Facebook. If you want to come there and join in on the fun and see if you win a prize, I'll be shipping it out before the holidays. Really excited about that. And so if you're in Iceland, you can get your Shepherd's yarn in Handelskunst, you guys. Yeah, I mean, let's do it. I'm ready. Are you? And off we go. So I'm going to show you the first chart now in the Happy Cal, which is the triangles to the right. And I'm going to use the same yarn that I used for my blanket. I have these little mini skeins here left over. So I'm going to do just 2 repeats with you of the pattern. So I'm going to use this as color A and this is color B. And you will need a 4mm hook for if you're using this yarn, or if you're using any other yarn, just something that suits your hook. And then half a hook size smaller for the border, and actually use this a bit in the body as well. So I'm using here 4mm and 3.5mm, right? So you just want one hook that is half a size down from what you're using for your main body. And then some scissors just for cutting with ease. Okay, so off we go. We start with row 1, obviously, and that is color A. I'm going to use my darker color for color A. And you can find both the chart and the written instructions in the pattern, obviously. So we start by doing a slip knot. I'm going to do everything really nice and slow here, because I promised this was beginners friendly, okay? So we start with a slip knot, and that's just like making a knot, but you're going to pull your yarn up like this, okay? It's just a little loop that we can adjust. And we'll pop that up on our hook, and we're going to start doing I'm going to chain up here 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, 16 chains really, because it's the repeat is 7 stitches. So if we do 2 repeats, that's 14, plus the border stitches, that's 16, okay? So the loop that is up in your hook when you start doesn't count, okay? So that's just, we start counting now here, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whoop, 7, 8, whoop, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. That's the 2 repeats. And then a couple of more for the border stitches, one at the beginning of row and one at the end of the row. And then just one more to turn. So that's a total of 17 that I have here chained up just to do this little sample, okay? And I do recommend just doing a sample at first, not start right away with your big project, okay? It's better just to do a sample, and then you can also see your gauge, how much the yarn that you're using, how wide it is, and etc. Okay, so we start by chaining up. Here we're doing 17 chains, but then if you're just doing the larger project, then you do a multiplication of 7 plus 3. Okay, and now we're just going to work 1 single crochet into each stitch on our way back. And the reason we did 1 extra here at the end is we can't really work into this one, yeah, because we're coming out of that one. So I'm going to skip that one, going into the next one, like so. Bring the yarn up. You have 2 loops up on your hook. Breathe, yarn over, and finish like so. That's a single crochet, yeah? And now you see this here is really like open and inviting here at this stitch. Yeah, you're not going there. You can see that if you pull if it's open like this, then you've already worked into it. So we go into the next one, pull the yarn up, stop, breathe, and yarn over and go through again. Okay, so that's the single crochet, and we're just going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch here. And then at the end of this row, we should have 16 stitches. Sorry about the dog. There's probably a cat in the street. He's out in the window. Nice and easy start. We just chained up. And then do single crochet stitches all the way back. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. Okay, all done. Then I do my 1 extra chain here at the end. Cut the yarn. You really don't have to have much of an end. Just cut it like 2-3 centimeters, an inch. Oh yeah, and then because I already did the chain, and then I just whoop, put it up like so, and that's row 1 then. Okay, just to do this little sample here. That's 16 stitches, yeah. We go to row 2. And so in mosaic crochet, when you're working single crochet stitches, you're always working into the back loop only here. You see, each stitch has two loops, front and back, and the single crochet stitches all go in the back side. The only exception are the border stitches at the beginning and end of row. This one here and this one here, and then we're going to work into both loops just to get her a bit sturdier on the edge. I'm so sorry, the dog is like chasing a fly. I hope it's not too loud in the video. Okay, so in row 2, we're only working single crochet stitches. Now I'm going to use my color B and just leave a little bit of tail here when you start, and then we're going to find our first stitch here. We're going to insert our hook under both loops of the first stitch, you see? Okay, and then pull our new yarn up and do 1 chain like so, and 1 single crochet again into the same stitch. Okay, both loops. That's the border stitch at the beginning of the row, and it is always worked in the same way. And now the pattern here for row 2 is just 7 single crochets. So I'm just going to work single crochets always just into the back loop. See, no, it's all blurry. God damn it. Here, back loop only. Okay, 3, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, that's the first repeat. I mean, it's just all single crochets, but the repeat here for the pattern is 7 single crochets. Okay, 7 more. Six and 7. And then we're going to do the border stitch at the end of the row, and that is always the same as well. So there's just 1 stitch left here, yeah, and we're going to go under both loops there and do 1 single crochet. Just get the yarn up and then pull through 2, and then we're going to do 1 chain, cut the yarn, and just pull that chain right up like so. A whoopa. Okay, so that was row 2, so just single crochet, but now you know how to do the border stitch at the beginning and end of the row, which are always the same in all my patterns. Okay, off we go on to row 3, and this is really where the proper mosaic crochet begins. We're going to use color A again, and we start this always with the border stitch at the beginning of row. Insert your hook beneath both loops, pull up your new yarn, do 1 chain and 1 single crochet into this same stitch. And now we start reading the pattern, and now the pattern says 4 double crochet. So in mosaic crochet, we're always working the single crochet stitches into the back loops, leaving the front loops loose to work our double crochet stitches row down, covering up the single crochet rows. Yeah, okay, so now we're going to do 4 double crochets, and that means we're going to yarn over and we're going to work our double crochets 1 row down into row 1. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to find the next stitch where we'd usually go, and we're going to follow that and go 1 row down here and up and under our front loop there, pull the yarn up like so. And now we have 3 stitches, loops up on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Yeah, so the double crochet stitches are all worked 1 row down into the front loops that we're always leaving by working our single crochets into the back loops. Yeah, okay, we're going to do 3 more, so I can show you slowly here. So yarn over, find the next stitch where you would normally go, and go 1 row down, up and under that stitch there. And when you're only using 2 colors, that's always the same color as you have up on your hook. Yeah, you're working the double crochet stitches into the same color stitches. Okay, again, yarn over, go to the next stitch here, 1 row down, pull your yarn through up like so. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over and go through 2. Okay, that's 3 done. 1 more. Okay, so this is the repeats for row 3. And next up, we're going to do something that is like not, totally basic. This is the basic mosaic crochet, just the double crochets 1 row down and the single crochets back and covering them up or not. But I'm going to do some diagonal stitching now as well. And so next we're going to work 2 double crochet stitches together, and we're going to work the first one into the next stitch, and we're going to skip 1 and do the second one into the 7th stitch of the repeat. Okay, so it's 4 double crochets and then 1 double crochet here in the next stitch, skip 1, another double crochet in the next one, and closing those 2 together. I'll show you. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull the yarn up, yarn over and go through 2, and instead of finishing off your DC, you're going to just keep it up on your hook like this, sort of open. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over, we're going to skip the next stitch and go into the 7th stitch, the next to that. That's the 7th stitch of the repeat. Pull our yarn up, like so, yarn over and pull through 2, and now we have 2 double crochet stitches here up on our hook, and we're going to work those 2 together, yeah, and I'm skipping the stitch here in between. So now we yarn over and we go through all 3, and so we'll tighten that a bit, and this will make for a diagonal line, yeah, so that because we want in this here we're getting lines that go in this direction, yeah, they're not just straight lines down like normally in mosaic crochet. Okay, so to finish off our repeat, we did 4 double crochet stitches and then the 2 double crochets together. So now we have 5 stitches here. We need 2 more to finish our repeat, and we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches now. One is here behind this one here. It's actually above the stitch that we skipped. Okay, 1 single crochet here, and then 1 single crochet in the back loop here of the, it's the same stitch, the stitch above the one where we worked our second double crochet, yeah? Oops, split the yarn, sorry. Okay, so that's the repeat. And for the second repeat here, we're going to do it one more time. The repeat for row 3, we're going to do 4 double crochets in a row, and we work all our double crochets down 1 row into the front loops of row 1, and just work normal double crochets there into each and every one of those. So this way we're covering up the lines behind them, right? Okay, and then we're going to do the 2 double crochet together again. Now we have 3 more stitches here, okay? So we're going to do yarn over, go into the next stitch here, and do 1 double crochet here, but don't finish it, just keep it open like this up on your hook, and then you're going to yarn over again, skip the next stitch, and go into the last stitch here of the repeat. Do your double crochet there as well, but you just leave the last bit, and now we're going to work those all together, yeah? So we yarn over and take them all together like this, and it's good to tighten this a bit. And now we have to finish again with the 2 single crochets, and they're going to be 1 here into this stitch, which is sort of behind this double crochet, and 1 into the last stitch of the row here. Okay, so that's 1 single crochet here. Whoop. And 1 here, and then there's the border stitch at the end of the row, and that's just going under both loops here of the last stitch, making 1 single crochet, chain 1, cut the yarn, and whoop-a, like so. Okay, so that was row 3, and the dog and my son going upstairs and downstairs, of course. All done, easy peasy, right? On to row 4, and we're going to be using color B again. Just leave a bit of a tail, and we start with the border stitch at the beginning of the rows. We go into both loops here, pull our yarn up, chain 1, tighten it, and then do 1 single crochet into both loops here of the same first stitch, the border stitch at the beginning of the row, like so. Okay, and now we're going to read the pattern, and we are going to do 5 single crochets, and remember the single crochets always go into the back loop of our stitches, leaving that front loop available for the DCs, the drop DCs. Okay, 4 and 5. So these go into the double crochets from last row. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets. And the first one is sort of going into a stitch here, especially going into the stitches that are below these single crochets here. And so we're going to yarn over, and the first one you kind of have to go digging for it a bit is behind this DC here, yeah? Okay, wait for it. Okay, 1 DC there, and then another one here. And that is the repeat for row 4. 5 single crochets, 2 double crochets. Let's do the second repeat. Always working the single crochets into your back loops only. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 5, and then 2 double crochets, and the first one sort of goes just below this one here, so it's a bit behind the double crochet there from last row, so you have to go digging for it like so. And the second one, and that's the repeats all done. And now we do our single crochet here in the end, the border stitch at the end of row, 1 single crochet into both loops, chain 1, break the yarn, and whoop-a! All done with row 4. On to row 5. Okay, we're using color A again. We're going to start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row. 1 single crochet, no, 1 chain here first under both loops of the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet as well. That's the border stitch, and now we are going to do 2 double crochets. So we yarn over, find our next stitch here, and we're going to go 1 stitch down like so. 1 and 2, we do the same again, dropping down 1 row, the DCs drop. Okay, and then we're going to do 2 double crochets together into this stitch here, skipping the middle one, and then the second one here into the DC2 together from the last row, the last A color row. Okay, so we're going to yarn over, start our double crochet here into the next stitch, pull our yarn up, yarn over, pull through 2, and keep it like so, and do the second one, yarn over, skip the stitch here in the middle, go into the next stitch here, and pull your yarn up, yarn over, go through 2, and now we're gonna work these 2 together like so. Okay, and now we're gonna do 4 single crochets, and the first one sort of goes here behind. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the third and the fourth here land on the double crochet, so you know it's 2 before that. Yeah, so that's the repeat for row 5. Let's do it one more time. We yarn over and do 2 double crochets, just normal double crochets, dropping down 1 straight line. And now we're going to do 2 double crochets together into this and this stitch here, skipping the middle one. And we're going to close those 2 together, and then we do 4 single crochets. First one here sort of behind, 1, 2, the third one lands on the first DC, and 4. So that's the repeat for row 5, and we finish it up with a border stitch at the end of the row. Whoop-a! Row 5 all done. Just 3 more rows in this pattern. On to row 6, and we're going to use color B again. We start with the border stitch at the beginning of row, as always. Okay, and now we're going to do 3 single crochets. Basically, it's single crochets into all the DCs from last row. 2 and 3, always in the back loop only, the single crochets, you guys. And now we're going to do 4 double crochets, and the double crochets just go in the stitch right below all these 4 single crochets here from last row. Yeah, so we're going to find the next one here and go straight down, and that is this stitch here, sort of behind. That's the first double crochet there, and then the next one, and the next ones are like they're just straight. You can see those, they're just straight down. 2, 3, and 4, and that's the first repeat. I'm gonna let the boys get out, and then I'll do the second one. Okay, boys are out of the house, so I'm going to show you it again, the same repeat. This is a repeat for row 6. We start by doing 3 single crochets, 1 into each of the next 3 stitches, back loop only, of course, like all single crochet in mosaic crochet. And now we're going to do 4 double crochets, 1 here below each stitch of this, and the first stitch you sort of have to go looking for it here. It's here behind this one. Okay, so we do yarn over and we do this first one here. And then 3 more that are just straightforward. They just go straight down and you don't have to go look for them anything. 1 and 2. And 3. And 4. And then the border stitch at the end of the row, as always. Break the yarn and whoopa. That's row 6, all done then. On we go, row 7, color A again. And now we are actually closing off the top here of our little triangle. So we start by doing the border stitch at the beginning of the row, like so. And then we are going to do 2 double crochets together. And the first one lands, it goes here just straight down here. Like so. Keep it up in your hook, yarn over again, skip the next stitch, and the second one goes into the DC2 together from second to last row. And like so, you pull them together. And it's good to tighten here. And now we're going to do 6 single crochets. And the first one really is here, sort of behind here. 1, 2, and then the third lands here in the first DC, right? 5 and 6, and that's the repeat for row 7. Very easy. Let's do one more. So it's a double crochets 2 together, and you're working them into those 2 stitches here, skipping the stitch in the middle. So we work the first one here straight down, keep it up on our hook, skip this one and go 1 stitch here to the left, do the second one there, and yarn over and close them together like so. And then we're going to do 6 single crochets. The first one sort of going here in behind. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's the second repeat. And then it's just the border stitch at the end of the row. And break the yarn and a whoopa. That's row 7 all done. And as you can see, we have now our complete triangles here. We just have to finish up the reverse triangle here in the next row, and then we're done with this pattern. Woo woo. To row 8, and that's with color B. And this is the last row of the first chart, the first pattern. And it's only 2 patterns. It's really, the basics of this is very simple. So now we are going to frame up our little triangle here and cover up this line here, okay? So we start by doing the border stitch at the beginning of the row, as always. Chain here, and 1 single crochet. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet into the back loop here. And then 6 double crochets. And this is where I remember that this is where I would change my hook, because now we have 6 double crochets in a row. So when we have a lot of double crochets in a row, they kind of tend to puff a bit. So in this row, and I am being a bit meticulous maybe, but I would switch down. If I had my hook 3.5 at hand, I would switch down to that for this 8th row. It's not necessary, but I do recommend it. So we did 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do 6 double crochets. And the first one here, as always, is a bit hidden here behind. There we are. And that's just 6 here in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so that's the repeat here for row 8. 1 single crochet and then 6 double crochets. I'm going to do the second repeat, and just want to show you a little trick that I kind of like to do now in my big one. So instead of doing the single crochet here in the back loop, I'm doing it a front post single crochet here around these 2 double crochets that will work together. This sort of just pushes them a bit together. So take care then, if you're going to do this, to have your your yarn here sort of on the back, and then you're gonna pull your yarn up here, you see, and do your single crochet like this. This sort of just, whoops, just pushes them a bit together, and it's just neat, but it's not necessary, but you can do it if you want. You can do just one single crochet normally, or you can do it front post like this. I think this kind of gives it a bit of a pop. And then we do 6 double crochets. The first one here straight down a bit behind, and then just 1 into each. And this row is my least favorite because there's a lot of double crochets in a row, but it also means that you're finishing one chart of the pattern, so you're probably about to change colors again as well. So it does have its ups and downs, but yeah, this is sort of filling it up here. Okay, that's 6. So that's the 7 stitch repeat, single crochet here, either do it front post like I did here or just normally, and then 6 double crochets in a row, and then we're going to do the border stitch, and whoopa, we're all done with chart 1 with the triangles to the right. Okay, so this is it. It's so easy. It's a bit wonky, but and that's it with the first chart. Next up, I'm going to show you chart number 2, the triangles tilted to the left. Whoop, whoop. Okay, and on we go. We did the first pattern, the triangles tilted to the right that you can see here, and now we're going to do the second happy pattern, which is just exactly the same, but the triangles are tilting to the left then. Okay, and we're going to use our 4mm hook here, and I'm using here for color A just some leftovers I have from my border from my blanket, my happy blanket, and this beautiful blue, bright blue here for color B. Okay, and we start with color A, and in this first row of the second pattern, it's just all single crochet. Basically, because we're switching colors for each pattern, and we're always just starting anew. So we do now row 1 and 2 are just single crochet rows, but let's just do it easy does it together. So we start again with the border stitch at the end of the row, at the beginning of row. So we go put our hook here under both loops, pull our yarn up, chain 1 just to secure it and tighten it, take your end here and put it to the right, and then do 1 single crochet into the same stitch like so. And now we're just going to work 1 single crochet into the back loop of each and every stitch. That's the repeat here. Oh, well, it's just 1 single crochet into each stitch, but like times 7. Okay. Easy does it. And then when we get to the last stitch of the row, which is here, then we do the border stitch at the end of the row, and we insert our hook here through both loops and do 1 single crochet, chain 1, break, and bah. There we go. That's row 1, just all single crochets, doing the border stitches here at the beginning and end of row, of course. That was color A. Row 2 and the second happy pattern, and now we introduce color B for this pattern. Just always leave a bit of a tail, just a few centimeters, and we start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row, worked into both loops like so, and then we're going to work 1 single crochet into the back loop of each stitch in this row as well. So these 2 first rows really of each pattern are sort of like foundation rows. We're just introducing the new colors for the new pattern. And this is really what's so fun with this blanket, is that you're doing like 8 rows in 2 colors, and then you get to choose other 2 colors. Like, it's a lot of fun. I loved it, especially with the mini skeins, Jesus. But with stash as well, I mean, it's perfect for stash busting. I managed to talk myself to the end of this row here. And we finish with the border stitch at the end of the row. And ba. All done. Just single crochet into each stitch, border stitch at the beginning and end of row, of course. As always, on we go. Whoop. We're going to do row 3 here. Let's color A again. And now I'm actually going to look at the pattern. And we start as always with the border stitch at the beginning of the row. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets work together. And we're going to do the first one here into the first stitch of the row really. We're going to skip the next one and do the second one here and then close them together, yeah? So we yarn over, we go 2 stitches to our left, go up and under here and work the first double crochet here. And we do not finish it, we leave it up on our hook like this. And we're going to yarn over and we're going to skip the next stitch and go into the third here and do the second double crochet there. And now we have them both up on our hooks. It's a bit dark, the yarn, I hope you see it well enough. And then we close them together. Okay, and then we do 4 double crochets, just normal double crochets, dropping down 1 row, straight down. Like so. 3 and 4. Okay, so basically, you see here in the first row here when we were starting our triangle to the right, we did the 4 double crochets and then we pulled it together, but here we just start the row by pulling it together, doing this 2 double crochets together and then the 4 double crochets. It's just reversing it, yeah? Because now the triangles will be tilted to the left. Okay, so that was the first pattern repeat. Well, let's do 1 more. So we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. And then we're going to work 2 double crochets. No, with 2 single crochets, sorry. And then we're going to work 2 double crochets together. The first one goes into this stitch here, just below the first single crochet here. Then we skip this one and the second one goes into the next stitch here, which is just below the next stitch really that we should be working into, okay? So we yarn over, we go back to our right here. It's a bit awkward, but we'll get in there. Yep, no, it... There we go. First double crochet in there, and then we yarn and we don't finish it. We don't yarn. We yarn over, skip the next one, and go straight down into this one here. It's a little bit easier, nicer. Okay, now we have the 2 double crochets up on our hook, and we yarn over and close them together and tighten it nicely. And then it's just the 4 basic double crochets here, all in a row. Like so. 3 and 4. And that was the second repeat. And now we just do the border stitch at the end of row. Like so. Chain 1 here. Yarn and a whoopa. So this is then row 3 of the second happy pattern. Whoop whoop. To row 4, color B again. And we're going to leave just a little bit of a tail here and then start here working the border stitch at the beginning of the row. There we go. And then starts the pattern repeat. So we're going to do 2 double crochets just below the next, these here 2 single crochet stitches. One is here straight down here. And the other one is sort of hidden behind the double crochet that's going diagonal there. Okay, that's the 2 double crochets. And then we're going to do 5 single crochets, basically into all the double crochet stitches here. Back loop only, of course. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and that's the repeat for row 4. Let's do one more, 2 double crochets. First one here straight down into a fairly obvious stitch, and then the second one here in a hidden stitch here below the single crochet there. There we go, and then 5 single crochets. As you can see, this is a very relaxing pattern. You really don't have to look at the pattern at all after it just really leads you on. Okay, that's the second repeat there. And then we do the border stitch at the end of the row. Break the yarn and whoop-a! That's row 4 for you. On to row 5. We start with the border stitch at the beginning of the row, as always. And now we are going to do 4 single crochets all into the back loop. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and now we're going to work 2 double crochets together. The first one is going to go into this stitch here, which is the 2 double crochets worked together from row 3, and the second one goes here straight down from where we are, really, so into this and this. Yeah, so yarn over, we go back here, work the first double crochet there, leave it up on your hook, yarn over, skip the next stitch, go straight down and work the second double crochet here, and have them both open up on your look, and we're going to yarn over and close them off together, securing them nicely. And then we do 2 double crochets just normally straight down, 1 and 2, and that is the repeat for row 5. Let's do it one more time, just so everybody is secure. So we start the repeat with 4 single crochets, first 2 in the double crochets here, and then 1 and 2 more. Then we're going to do our double crochet 2 together, first one here, second one into the stitch straight down here, like so. Skip and go to this one and close them off together, and then 2 double crochets. Okay, that's the repeat for row 5. Easy peasy. Border stitch at the end of the row, and a whoop-a. There we go, row 5, all done. Whoops. On we go with row 6, that's color B. So we start with border stitch as always. Like so, and now we're going to do 4 double crochets. Oops. 1 and 2, the first 2 go into double crochets, stitches from below, right? And then 3, and the 4th is sort of a bit hidden here behind this DC here. Just go get that there. Okay, 4 double crochets, and then it's 3 single crochets just into each stitch here. 2 double crochets and the 2 DCs work together, always into the back loop. 1, 2 and 3. So that is the repeat for row 6. Super easy. Let's do it one more time. 4 double crochets, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we have 3 single crochets, always into the back loop, and that is the repeat for row 6. And we finish with the border stitch. Whoop-a. All done with row 6. Just 2 more rows to go. Whoop. On to row 7. That's color A again. And we are going to start with the border stitch at the beginning of row as always. 1 chain, 1 single crochet, like so. Ugh, there's like a hair in there from the dog. Ugh, oh well. We start now by doing 6 single crochets all into the back loops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, like so. And now we're going to do 2 double crochets together. First one goes here into this stitch here, and the second one in the one straight down here from what is next. Really, we're skipping the one in the middle. So we yarn over, we go back 2 stitches to our left, we work our first double crochet there, leave it open like this up on your hook, and then do the second crochets, double crochet here straight down, skipping 1 stitch there in the middle. Okay, have them both up on your hook, and you close them together and tighten it. Sorry, still have a bit of a cold. So that was the repeat for row 7. We're really finishing off here, sort of closing off our little triangle here. Let's do it one more time. That's 6 single crochets. Okay. Oops, I did 7, sorry, 6. And then I'm going to do the 2 double crochets together. First one going here, and second here, and skipping the one in the middle. Yarn over, 2 steps to the right. First one goes there, yeah. Yarn over, go straight down. Second one there. Yarn over, close them off, tidy, nice. And that's the second repeat. Finish with the border stitch. And whoopah. That's row 7 all done. That's just one more row. Oh, that didn't look very nice, did it? Okay. Whoop whoop. Okay, we're up to row 8 in pattern 2 in the Happy Cal. We're going to use color A again here. And since we're again doing like in row 8 in the first pattern, I'm going to go down half a hook size here because it's a lot of DCs in a row and they tend to get puffy when they flock together like that. So I'm going down half a hook size here from 4mm to 3.5. You can go down just half a hook size from what you're using if you have that at hand. Otherwise it's okay. But then try to make them a bit more tight. Okay, so we start row 8 here with the border stitch at the beginning of the row. Like so. And then we're going to do 6 double crochets. Okay, we're covering up all this line here, really. So that's 1, and all the DCs are dropping 1 row, like always, because you are no mosaic masters, because you have done all this with me, and now know everything there is to know. Okay, that's 4 and 5, and the 6th one, as always, is sort of hidden here behind this diagonal one. Okay, and then we do 1 single crochet here into the back loop of the 2 DCs together from last row. Okay, there we go. So we've hidden all this line here with a double crochet. And again, that's the repeat, 6 double crochets, 1 single crochet. So I'm going to do it once more. Yarn over and do my 6 double crochets. It is nicer to have a smaller hook for this row, really, because otherwise it gets a bit puffy. Okay, and 5, and the 6th is here. And then I'm going to show you just like, you can do it just like this and do the single crochet stitch into the back loop. I did that for my whole first blanket, yeah. So, or you can do the front post single crochet and then you put your hook under these 2 double crochets here and work your single crochet sort of around them. Just pull it up a bit so that it'll be like evenly up here. Okay, and that sort of closes them nicely together, I think, because it pushes them together. But I mean, it's a nitty pitty, you know, it's like very, very, like, it's very much of a detail. Like, but anyways, just thought I'd show you. Okay, so you have now mastered both patterns 1 and 2 of the Happy Cal and can do all kinds of beautiful things like a purse or a blanket or whatever. Yay! Okay, no, I forgot to do this last stitch. I was so excited. Okay, and the border stitch at the end of the row. And whoppa! Fini! Yay! So now we've done the triangles to the right and the triangles to the left. So now there's nothing left for you other than just go forth and conquer, my friends. Okay, so go make your blankets and remember to show me and tag me in your pics and send me and show me in the group on Facebook and wherever you can. Show the world, go forth and conquer and show the world all the beautiful things you will make. Okay, it's late night. I'm going to go out and dance. It's been lovely to see you all. See you soon with more videos for the Happy Cal. La 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 la.